He jerked his hand back, hesitates, and reached out again. What the fuck you up to, dude? Nature almost jumps out of his skin as the hood falls back from his head. Under a mop of red curls, a round halfling facing you. Oh, phew! I thought you were demons. Good day to you, sir. Curl, is that you? Oh, Lady Sela, you're alive. Goodness me. That's the second bit of good news on the otherwise lousy day. What was the first bit of good news? Stick around and see for yourself. Do you know about this person, Sela? Meet Rimby, better known as Curl. He hails from Kenabres and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Curl is probably none of my business, but you should ask yourself if what you were about to do is right. I just thought, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, so what's going on here? I'm afraid not, good sir. I just left the Defender's heart before that. I was holed up there, too scared to leave, although spending last time under Commander of his nose sure was something. She's a strict one. Whew! And when she gets antsy. Don't even start. I've had enough of her breathing down my neck to last me a lifetime. So why are you robbing corpses, buddy? No, the halfling protests. Rimby Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the road. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission we need to get through. He's interrupted by wheels rolling on paving stones. The car is drawn by a sad little horse. Appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving, and a young man in knight's armor is walking alongside. Even from a distance, you can see his tan face and his blue eyes shining brightly. See, a terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. He's speaking. As he's speaking, the newcomer notices you, and the knight cries out in jubilation, Sela! I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were head up to the main square, the center of the demon's attack. Hey, friend. Lassie, you're right. When you got separated with the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And when demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I've been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I had my hopes up, and I was proved right. So you're the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Jenna are alive. Actually, by good news, I mean that we found the beer cart. Sir Alan and Jenna being alive amounts to a quarter of a bit of good news. Well, maybe half. Beer, how about share of us? I'm sure we could all do the drink. The elf winks rackishly. Certainly. Give me your flask, friends, and you'll walk with us to Defender's Heart. We can have a more thorough sampling of the spoils there. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Jan, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the three of us will be under the 5 an attack if there is one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I'll wager. By the way, my name's Ellen. Sir Ellen of the Houndhearts. I'm glad to meet someone who survived this madness. You haven't told me how you know Sela. I'll save this story till we're back at the Defender's Heart. I won't rat him out. Sure you will. Come to the tavern. We'll celebrate the valiant rescue of this barrel together.
The heartbeat quickens.
Time to share your treasures.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
These corpses were gnawed to the bone by ghouls, whose teeth were likely the cause of death.
This is my kind of work. Cut them to pieces!
Into the fray.
Hmm. My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one ever emerged from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and actually fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors have the better use, for instance, fighting demons or cleaning rubble while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? Don't you dare call me brother, heretic. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in the stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect the city, especially when followers of your temple were caught committing treason. To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers. Those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest plebe, that in your zealous pursuit of the order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe, and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts who acted of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city, and yet again, I am forced to treat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying in the rebel in our city, people whom we could have saved you had only set your soldiers to the task and not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's your say-so, then that must mean there is something down there. Your associates, no doubt. And they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out and try again, too. And you, remember, you appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Trendilov died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think the demons have wounded me. I also have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? The hunter shoots him an icy glare. We call ourselves the Nethars. Our forebears bore the brunt of the demons' first strike, and thanks for their sacrifice, you sent them into the catacombs. But now that the demons are mauling in the streets, you need allies. Even hideous ones like us. Mongrels? Descendants of the Crusaders? A feral husband, no doubt. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. If she caused any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come and think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. Who are you to be asking me such questions? I find it passing strange you already know who I am. Horvin Sharpard, Prelate of Canabris, Inquisitor by the grace of Iomade, Defender of the city by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, against threats from within and without. And we can see you've done a sterling job protecting the city, the golden curled Asmar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edme, Prior of the Temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruins. Wise Holrun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those who are dying in the rubble. You know what? There may be, in fact, one matter more important than guarding this hole. I put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung at the gates back when you dared defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Relu Vorlush while they had the chance, then there never would have been a war. I won't repeat their mistakes. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, that is unworthy of a servant of Iomade. The old man fixed his eyes on Zila. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same gods, but you are not an Inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Iomade. I won't question yours. The old man frowned at something. A prayer or a spell? With each word, his face relaxes. You are telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger. And later, under less fractious circumstances, I'd like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must do this both once and for all. Don't you dare lay a finger on him. The Asmar holds up his hand in a placating manner. Stop! You are. There's what remains of Cannabis. Can't you think anything better to do than beat each other's throats in the ruins of the city? You're a fool, Whole Run. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you the Wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts are trying to save the Wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you've done nothing to prevent it. And now you would still rather kill an innocent person than perish yourself and admit that you were wrong, as always. What about you? If you truly have been marked out for a gift from heaven, then it is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I am almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt of which the Wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from an angel who perished in the caves below our feet. It is no secret that those passages are teeming with dangerous creatures that would kill anyone, even a warrior of heaven. Demons and demonic offspring love roaming about underground. That's why I will keep keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from here, we'll be ready for them. Nonsense. I had the Rube of Nabasis. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies of the gods. Known as death demons have the ability to drain the victim's life force. Judging by Hallrun's pollen, he has lost some amount of his energy. He's going to bluster as much as he wants. Right now, he's far from the peak of his abilities. It's mighty, sure enough, but a strong predator is tired and spent after defeating a rival. Then he becomes tempting prey for smaller hunters. But small predators in turn should ensure they do not choose a target which is superior to them. Weakness can be deceiving. What would a city girl know about wild predators? I was educated at home. My studies are more rigorous. Why? Why? You must not be from these parts. You wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons? Demons and cultists. They are masters of deceptions. They worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all to manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. Were it not for me, Kenabris would have gone the same way long ago, captured from under our noses. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young, and I had just joined the Crusade. Back then, Canterbury didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll in the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came into the city gates holding a... One day, a group of refugees came to the city gates, bold as brass, the guards with them in. And why not? For no one was ever turned away. 'Twas no matter, everyone was welcome in our city. If you come from Mendiv, or if you'd hauled yourself from here across the seas, the Crusades came to all and sundry, but on this occasion, we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs are in the city, they transform into demons and rush towards the Wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the gods burned them all. They threw the blood from afar, spattering the Wardstone from every direction. And the lead demons, an eyeless beast, Minago is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals have been sitting ducks. And the creature was right too. Let our guard down and we got what we deserved. The bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk memories. Since then, Canterbury has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who have coveted Arulu's glory, we drove them out of the city. We haven't had any trouble here since. Many have come here, even the Baylor Kormazadith, and have all been sent straight back to where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Discari himself had the crawl of the abyss and come here. The god has cursed him in order to break through our defenses. And what did you? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. How should I know where Ramian is? That weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole, like the traitorous little rat he is. He'll be sitting trembling and waiting until he's dragged out of there. But they're it after you? That seems the only real thing to do. That's what I'd do. Ramian really warned you? Those crazed Desdens were always busting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie. Sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold, hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them in their whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curl-Brains came to me and declared the demons were about to attack the city, and that Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. I'm going to forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated, but instead, I simply increased the surveillance on them. What's next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. And not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's no obvious connection between these events. There is an obvious connection between them. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desdens played right into the hands of Dakari's hordes, and they almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered first people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After then, what else can be but a traitor and a heretic? Go on then, if you have to. It'd be good if you could return that head of that scum. I remember you. When Father and I arrived at the city, you met us. What is this gibberish if you had nothing better to do than arrange meetings with the vagrants? But it's true, you and the knights tried us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died. And then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were a bird, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire, that's a crime in itself. Which means that you have been evading justice for all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I'd review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was young with a big mustache. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago, but I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really wanted to protect this city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. You forgive him after what he did to you? He thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you're really doing a bad thing that hurt someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than themselves. Psh, hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How this girl managed to survive the fire? And what about the crow that's always flying around her? I advise you a closer look at this innocent lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. Oh, I can't save. I kind of want to save him, just kill him and see what happens, but let's go, Ember. Yeah, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. The girl waves the whole room with a carefree smile. Her grimaces and turns away. I do want to kill this guy and see what happens. Yo, let's go.
You'll make a fine trophy. bright future awaits us.
Battles await. Spell's not working like that.
Don't mind me.
Adamantine chainmail. I kind of don't regret killing him. He was kind of an asshole and a bad person. I think I'll keep with that then. But adamantine chainmail. So it's 6 and 2, which she would need want. She'd want 6 and 1. But adamantine's like really good. I think it gives you DR, right? And this is medium armor, so it's like 2 DR against everything. That's just really good. Yeah, I'll give her that. I'll give her that for now. I'll keep this on her as well. She can hold on to that holy blade, I suppose.
No one stands in my way.
Magritio, Turinos.
I'll watch your back.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
This war. There's no hope or us. The gods have abandoned. What was I saying just now? Wanna play together?
The demon invasion transformed all of Caribus into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Discari leading his hordes in the abyss, and the dragon Trendolov, the mightiest of these defenders and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment, simply by looking at the ruins. The chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive to the bloody tracks left behind, the demon dragged away the noble reptilian's broken body. But it's no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins, it is Poshment. And he is not alone. The shadow of a strange, very little presence lingers over this place like a gaze untethered from any observer. This mysterious force, unknown to mortal kind, silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Poshman is vested with this power to look at the world with his eyes. The past, present, and future stand before him as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. What past does he see? In the past, this was one who viewed the gaze in life, although the one and life are inapposite terms for aeons. The supernatural embodiments of cosmic thought, rather than who or what, a better word for the entity is how. This aeon appeared from outside this world for those from the great beyond to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound. The chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Jakari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the Aeon down. What present does he see? Ruins, blood, corpses, none of this perturbs the Aeon's this passionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be. But the dead will be but the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition. Like splashes of blood-ringed red ink on a restraining pencil sketch, these should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demons' place is in the demons' world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp edge of sentiment crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it. But to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade, but the Aeon is gone, only their gaze remains. Poshman picks up the crystal up, out of the dirt, and stows it in his pocket. He is mortal, which means he has the power to decide what to do with it. What future does he see? Good and evil, chaos and order. Everything is in its lawful place. In the multiverse that is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls. From life to death and back to life again, the reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the Aeon to draw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the hero to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon is killed, even appropriate here, and the entity to remove from life and death as we understand them. Use up its last vestige of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone has preserved the Aeon within themselves. Will the hero take on this power so that he may look at the world through his eyes? Or will he allow it to vanish? The Swift Aeon dwells out of sight, deep in Poshman's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles, stowed away until the moments when the hero is once again need to look at the world through another's eyes. Fuck yeah.
They will break against our resolve.
I'll cut you wide open.
They'll beg me to stop.
Cover me, alright?
The spirits demand your blood.
Hey, alarm. Someone's coming. Maybe you'll help us. Wise up, Witch, before you get us killed. Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on, don't let me all die here. Like a crushed louse. Let's leave this place, Master. This pathetic creature is not even worth spitting on. Hey guys, you're in a bit of a jam. Get a little of this lot. No escort either. Well, Jiffy little shit, how you not dead yet? Who's that with you? They're friends of mine. Great guys. Listen to me, so help these sword carcass breather. I'll pay you. Cross my heart. Woo! I'm alive and all in one piece, give or take. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. And you two clowns, I don't want to hear a word from you. Get in that tunnel now. One trip just to the Greg Harrison and back. Don't be a coward. It's not going to collapse. Go, or else we came all this way for nothing. Then, well, didn't it? Alright, what's up? Alright, don't hurt us. People call us thieflings. Well, we kind of skirt around the edges of the law. That's how we make a living. Some say some tyrant bans books that show stuff we don't like, or fancy cologne and wine he don't drink. Is it wrong if we step in to fill the gap in the market? Is there a demand for it? Someone's got to sell it. Don't go thinking we're gangsters or anything. Our only concern is making the lives of citizens easier for a little coin. People in the city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Great Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry or who's needing a little nighttime reading material, we can get all things for him the heartless spirits refuse to. You're out of public service. You what? Are you blind or something? Know what people call us? A real loose spawn. And that's one of the nice nicknames. Crusaders and Tieflings don't mix. We'll be torched on sight. Whoa, whoa. Tirablade? Earbreath she live in the Eel Watch? Lads, we have to help her. She's one of the only big shots in town that's actually treated us with any decency. Why should I risk our necks for the Crusaders? Because Earbreath risked her neck for hours. She saved me from that creep hula run. Take me straight out of this torture chamber. Only a worthless toe rag should refuse to help her out after that. Nah, I'm not listening to any more of this. He made a show of covering his ears. You do what you want. I'm heading to the River Kingdoms. Go on, then. I'm going with the Crusaders. And I'm going to round up others to help. We made some good money in the sea. It'd be a shame to turn our meal ticket to the demons, but enough yammering. So long.
The light. Do not fear. Do not waver.
I'll hit you!
Onward!
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
Check out the side of the bloodstain. The body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones. Terra Lendev, most likely. Thank the god I found them isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you Crusaders? Mercenaries? I'm a servant of Count Darren Kale Nevis Orende. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all of his guests are trapped inside. And the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passion and to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a